a husband's warning, a prime minister in panic, and a story that Britain's elites hoped would quietly disappear. But guess what? It didn't. Because Lucy Connolly's husband just dropped a final message that cuts sharper than any political speech, and Sir Keir Starmer knows it. Sources claim the mood inside number 10 is nervous. Insiders even whisper that Starmer's advisors begged him not to respond. Why? Because when a father of a 12-year-old girl looks you straight in the eye and says you've made her life unbearable, no press release in the world can fix that. Let's rewind. Lucy Connolly, the Northampton mother who was thrown into prison for a tweet, is finally free. Free, but broken. She served 314 days behind bars for words the court says incited hatred. Not a punch, not a crime spree, not even a physical altercation, just words. And now she's back with her daughter, a daughter who spent nearly a year explaining to her classmates why her mum wasn't at the school gates. Could this get any worse? Oh, it does. Because the moment Lucy walked out of prison, her husband, Raymond Connolly, delivered the kind of line that no spin doctor can ever bury. Well done to Starmer for making it so difficult for a girl of 12. Let's all give him a pat on the back. 5 words dripping in sarcasm, and suddenly Starmer's carefully polished image of compassion crumbled like wet paper. Think about it. While politicians debate online safety from the comfort of Parliament, a 12-year-old child has been crying herself to sleep for almost a year. While MPs chatter about balance and protection, a family has been shattered. Imagine trying to tell your daughter, "Mummy isn't sick, she isn't away on work, she's in prison because of something she posted on her phone." And now insiders say the Labour machine is scrambling. Damage control mode, one source claims. Because the optics are lethal, a prime minister defending harsh sentences, while ordinary families watch violent offenders walk free. And here's the kicker. Lucy's sentence was longer than men who sexually assaulted minors. Longer than career criminals who've terrorised their communities. In modern Britain, apparently a tweet is more dangerous than a fist. The gossip in Westminster corridors. Ministers are terrified this case will spark a wave of defiance online. Already, millions of people are quietly deleting old posts, sanitising their profiles, and second-guessing every word. Fear spreads faster than facts. And Lucy Connolly's story is the match that lit the fire. And yet, Starmer doubled down. No apologies, no hesitation. I will always support the action of our police and courts to keep our people safe. Noble words, sure. But insiders say his tone was cold, calculated, almost smug. Really, Keir? You're proud of a justice system that puts a mother behind bars longer than a violent abuser? Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the White House is watching. Yes, America, the land of the First Amendment, is now monitoring Britain like a case study in what not to do. That's how far this has gone. International embarrassment. And yet Starmer still insists nothing is wrong. But behind the curtain, panic is brewing. Sources whisper that Labour strategists fear Lucy's husband has become the unexpected voice of ordinary Britain. He's not a firebrand, not a polished activist, just a dad whose family was torn apart. And when that kind of voice starts echoing, politicians shake. So here's the question. Is this really about one tweet? Or is it about a government desperate to make an example, even if it means destroying a family? Because when the story of Lucy Connolly spreads, it's not just her face people see, it's their own. Their own mistakes, their own angry late-night posts, their own moments of weakness that, under today's laws, could land them in a cell. And now, with Raymond Connolly's warning hanging in the air, one thing is clear. This isn't just about Lucy anymore. This is about whether Britain still belongs to the people, or to the state. But here's where it gets even darker. The whispers about what Lucy endured inside prison are starting to surface. And if even half of it is true, then Starmer has more to fear than just Raymond's sarcasm. Because what happened behind those locked doors is the kind of scandal that could blow the whole system wide open. So, what really happened to Lucy Connolly behind bars? Well, insiders say the truth is far uglier than the press releases. Sources claim she was targeted by inmates the moment they learned she was jailed over a tweet. Not for theft, not for fraud, not for violence, but for words. And in the twisted logic of prison hierarchy, that made her fair game. Reports suggest she was assaulted more than once, cornered in her cell, mocked, humiliated, left to rot while guards turned a blind eye. Think about that. The state locks a mother away for typing on her phone, then allows her to be brutalised inside a system supposedly designed for justice. Could this get any more grotesque? Oh yes, because every scar, every bruise, every sleepless night she endured wasn't just punishment for her words. It was punishment for daring to exist as an example. And now the fallout is spiralling. Labour MPs are reportedly fuming behind closed doors, furious that Starmer won't back down, whispering that he's handed the Conservatives a perfect gift. Some even say there are late-night crisis meetings about narrative control. Because here's the nightmare scenario. Lucy Connolly has become a household name, not as a politician, not as a celebrity, but as the woman who paid the highest price for a social media post. She's the proof that if they can silence her, they can silence anyone. And if ordinary people believe that, no government spin will save Starmer from the backlash. Meanwhile, Raymond Connolly isn't going away quietly. His so-called final warning to Starmer, laced with sarcasm, fury and heartbreak, is already being shared across Britain. Insiders say even Labour voters are questioning if the punishment matched the crime. Could it be that the Prime Minister's iron stance on safety is starting to look like something else entirely? Something darker, something authoritarian. After all, what kind of leader feels threatened by a tweet? And here's where the hypocrisy bites hardest. Britain now has drug dealers walking free, domestic abusers getting suspended sentences, and thieves let off with community service. But a mother of one gets over 2 years behind bars for pressing post. Sources claim even judges are privately uneasy, whispering about political pressure behind Lucy's historic sentence. If true, then this isn't just a legal case. It's a scandal, a stitch-up, and a warning shot fired at every single citizen with a phone in their hand. But Starmer's problems don't end at home. The White House, still watching, has reportedly filed diplomatic queries about the case. Imagine that. America, a country with its own scandals, looking at Britain and saying, "Really? You're imprisoning mums over tweets?" When Washington is raising eyebrows, you know your credibility is in freefall. Could Starmer's international image survive another headline like this? Insiders say Downing Street is terrified it can't. And yet, here's the darkest twist of all. The fear spreading across Britain isn't just about Lucy. It's about the precedent. Because once you've jailed one woman for 280 characters, where does it stop? Every angry Facebook rant, every poorly worded joke, every frustrated late-night thought could be fair game. The technology exists to monitor it all. The laws exist to prosecute it all. The courts exist to rubber stamp it all. And thanks to Lucy Connolly's case, the precedent is now carved in stone. So here we are. Lucy is home, trying to rebuild her shattered family, but the damage is permanent. 314 days of childhood stolen. A marriage strained under public shame. A daughter forced to grow up faster than anyone should. And still, the man at the top shrugs, insists it was necessary, insists it was justice. But was it really justice? Or was it vengeance dressed up in legal robes? Because when even insiders are calling Starmer's stance political theatre, you know the cracks are showing. And that's the chilling part. If this is how Britain treats one mother, one husband, one child, then what happens when it's you? When it's your name, your post, your family in the firing line? Because make no mistake, the machinery is already in place. The question isn't if they'll use it again. The question is when. So ask yourself, is Lucy Connolly's story just a warning? Or is it the beginning of something much, much worse?